Ladies and gentlemen, let me give you a little dose of reality.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Real Talk Rants. I'm Steve Molloy. Another episode of a pregame show tonight. We play tomorrow evening, Thursday night football in Hard Rock Stadium. Man, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. This is a must win, ladies and gentlemen. This is a must win game. But before we get started, I want to thank everybody for joining tonight. As soon as you pop into the house, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, share with your friends, your families, your neighbors. And if you're on other platforms, come over here to the YouTube channel and come join the chat with other fellow Dolph fans in the community. So appreciate you all for joining tonight. California, I see you in there, brother. How you doing? Appreciate you. Um, Before we do get started, I want to do a little housekeeping here. Um, if you are down in the South Florida area visiting, or you live down in South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, Dade County area, and you want to get some good Miami Dolphins apparel, anything that is related to the Miami Dolphins, go check out Caneswear at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, Florida. And if you're out of town, you can always go online to caneswear.com and you can order all your Dolphins gear or whatever else you would want. I bought me a nice little placard in the back. You can see it in my little Dolphins placard back there. I got that at Caneswear when I was visiting South Florida this past summer. I also bought my grandkids some shirts and things like that. I bought my daughter a little trinket. Nice people down there. They treat you great. Tell them that the Fins Talk Sports Network sent you, and they said hello. So that's all I got for that. Yeah, man, this is a big game coming up, guys. A lot of folks don't realize the significance of this game. You know, we're playing our rivals, the Buffalo Bills. They're in our division. We just got through beating the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are in our conference, right? Tough battle in the Hard Rock Stadium. We came out the winners, so I'm happy about that. Great game down there for the Miami Dolphins. They toughed it out. They came back. They were down, and they fought hard, and they came back and they won. So I'm really, really happy about that. I just wanted to also go over the Buffalo Bills, their record against us. In the last 15 matchups, the Buffalo Bills are 13-2 against the Miami Dolphins. And not only that, and I know a lot of Dolphin fans don't want to hear this, but the Buffalo Bills are 6-1 on Thursday night football under Sean McDermott. The Buffalo Bills, yes, I'll repeat that. The Buffalo Bills are 6-1 on Thursday night football under Sean McDermott. Also, 6 of those games were on the road. 6 of those games were on the road. So this is going to be a very, very, very tough game. Another tough game. In fact, I have this game at a low scoring game. Now, look, Buffalo Bills, they played the Arizona Cardinals last week, and the game was back and forth, right? Back and forth. They just barely got by and won that game. And I know a lot of folks are saying, well, Buffalo's not that good anymore. They lost Stephon Diggs. Milano's out with an injury. Taron Johnson, their good cornerback, is out with an injury. And I think there's some others. They got the new rookie wide receiver. They got but here's the thing. Here's what everybody's missing. Okay. This is what everybody's missing. Number one, they have the X factor. They have the X factor. They have the X factor in Josh Allen. Okay. He can beat you with his legs. He can beat you by throwing. He's a very dynamic quarterback, and he's been our daddy for a long time now. Okay. In that Arizona Cardinals game, Josh Allen, without Stephon Diggs, threw to 10 different receivers in that game. 10 different receivers. So it's a new offensive scheme for Josh Allen. He's throwing the ball around. He doesn't have the diva receiver anymore. They've got a good running game. Okay, I know they lost their center, right? But do not kid yourself into believing that this team has declined. Now, it was a rough start. It was a rough start for the Buffalo Bills against the Arizona Cardinals, right? It was a rough start against the Miami Dolphins too. Against the Jaguars in their house. The Jacksonville Jaguars had us down. Right? We were behind them, trailing them. One play turned the whole game around. And that was that Jafon Holland punch-out fumble. If it wasn't for that, who knows? We might have lost that game big time. So I don't chalk this win up as a great win. I chalk it up as a good win because of the grit and the toughness and coming back from behind. We came back from behind last year as well. If you recall, against the Carolina Panthers, we came from behind. We were 14 points behind, and we came up and beat them. But that's the Carolina Panthers. Okay. We got behind the Dallas game, and we came back and we beat Dallas in Hard Rock Stadium. Okay. If we get behind the Buffalo Bills in Hard Rock Stadium on a Thursday night, we're going to be in big trouble. Big trouble. We cannot start off the way that we did against Jaguars against these Buffalo Bills. We are going to be in big trouble. And this is a must game, guys. I'm going to keep emphasizing that. This is a division game. And we've just played a conference game, right, with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Those are two meaningful games. We cannot afford to lose this game against the Buffalo Bills. If we lose this game, that means we'll be 1-1. Bills will be 2-0. And we don't know how the Jets are going to turn out this week. But let's say they win, right? They'll be 1-1. We're going to be behind the 8 ball again. So if we win, we will be 2-0. We'll be ahead in the division, and we'll be on a roll, right? That's what we want. At the beginning of the season, I said we are going to have to start off on all 8 cylinders. And to be quite frank with you, you know that what I offer you on this show is a dose of reality. We didn't start off like on 8 cylinders against the Jacksonville Jaguars. In fact, our offense only scored 14 points. Our high-flying offense, number 1 offense, last year, they only scored 14 points. 14 points. Grant you, Jacksonville Jaguars had a great front line on defense. Decent cornerbacks. They were a good defense. In fact, the Carolina Panthers, the Jacksonville Jaguars played great, except for the second half, right? Tua found Tyreek for that 80-yard touchdown. But before that, they had our number. And it's funny because the whole time in that game against the Jaguars, they were playing man press, man on man. and they were holding off on Tyreek. They were holding back Waddle, right? We couldn't get a running game started to save our life. But that, like I said, that Javon Holland play changed the whole momentum of the game. But Jacksonville Jaguars defense played a hell of a game on us. But when they switched to the zone, soon as they switched to the zone, Tyreek got that 80-yard touchdown. Waddle caught that 63-yard pass. That was all zone coverage. If defenses think that they're going to come out and play zone coverage against us, we're going to eat them alive every single time. Every single time. So I don't know why they changed it up, but they did. Thank God they did. But yeah, we got a tough game ahead of us. I see Christopher's in the house. Hello, Christopher. How you doing, brother? I appreciate you for joining. I thought I might have scared you off the other night, but I'm glad you're back, man. Appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button. Adam, I see Adam's in the house. Hey, Adam, how you doing, brother? Make sure you hit that like button. Anybody that's in the chat or watching, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as well. We got to get those notifications out to the rest of the Dolphin fans that might want to come over here and check the show out. So appreciate you. Yeah, Jaguars are a much better team than the Cardinals. I get it. I understand that. But are they really? Do we really know that? It's the beginning of the season. Remember, we played the San Diego Chargers last year. We scored 36 points. We won 36-34, and their defense ended up being last in the league. First game of the season. First game of the season is a lot of teams have to get a lot of that rust off because they don't play in the preseason like they did it in past years. They don't do that anymore. Hell, a lot of the Miami Dolphins, they had this load management program. A lot of these players didn't even play. I mean, they didn't play in preseason, we know, but they didn't even participate in practice. Terron Armstead, Jalen Ramsey, okay? You know, he was out for 3 weeks. Jordan Poyer was injured. He was out. None of our cornerbacks, none of our defensive backs played together at any one time. You know when it was their first time? Was against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I'm sure a lot of NFL teams across the board are the same. Okay, maybe some play more than others, and our load management program, I think, is overboard, but it is what it is. Ralphie boy, hey brother, how you doing, man? I am ready for some football, brother. I am so ready. I am so ready for this game. I want to see what the Dolphins are made of. I want to see what this is going to be the game, the telltale sign of what the Dolphins are made of. Okay? This will be the game right here. Buffalo projected potential Super Bowl team. Cardinals expected last in their division, but yes, it's early. Yeah, it's early. You're right. You're right. Thank you for that information, Christopher. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, it is early. And even if we lose tomorrow night, not saying we are, but if we did, right? Still early, but I still feel that we will get a good indication of how this team is going to play against legit playoff teams. Legit playoff teams. As you recall, last year, Buffalo kicked our butts. Big time. Big time, especially when we went up into their house. Now, they're coming down here to Hard Rock. But again, let me say this again. The Buffalo Bills are I think I had it right here. I think they're 6-1 or 6-0 on Thursday Night Football. 6-0 on Thursday Night Football. Playing away games. Okay? That's ridiculous. Psychologically, tomorrow's crucial for identity. Bingo. Exactly, Christopher Jones. Exactly, brother. Exactly. Like I said, we're going to find out what this team is made of tomorrow night. We've heard all the hype. We've heard Tua talking. We've heard Tyreek and all these guys. Jordan Poyer said that when they played us, that we were a team. They felt that we were a team. Not quoting him, but they felt that we would fold in the big moments, and we did. But I'm being optimistic. We played Jacksonville and we came from behind. They're a good team. They're a very good team with a good defense, and you see how they played us. So 72 undefeated is in the house. Allen has owned us. Yes, true. Till we beat them. They're our daddy. Yes, exactly. Exactly. I've said this over and over again this year until everybody's saying if they're declined and they've lost these people and these people are hurt and this guy's hurt and that guy's hurt, until they beat us, they lose to us, they're still our daddy. You're right. And it doesn't matter if they have injuries. It really doesn't. Okay? They weren't with Milano wasn't playing when we played him. And there was some other defensive backfield was hurt. And they still beat us. So this team is no joke. And again, it's a must win. A must win. Christopher, Buffalo is our primary nemesis and hurdle. Yes, everyone knows it. Finn's swept all teams in our division. Bills swept us. Stole division in Miami last year. Yes, they did, man. They did. That's why it is so crucial to win this game tomorrow night. It's very crucial they win this game. And now the injuries on the Buffalo, as I said, Teron Johnson is out. And I believe there's another player that's out. And I don't remember his name, and I don't have. Oh yeah, I do. I think I have the injury report right here. So let's go right here and see who they have, and then we'll go over the Miami Dolphins as well. Injury report. See if I can find it now. I had it right here. Make sure you hit that like button, everyone. Here we go. All right. Okay, Buffalo injury report. Yes, Teron Johnson is out. Is going to be out. Then we have Dewan Smoot, defensive end, who's pretty good, solid player for them. He will be out. And then Josh Allen, his left hand. So he's going to play. They said he's going to play. So unfortunately for us, right? But who knows? Hopefully, he won't get hurt. I don't wish anybody to get hurt, but he's going to play. So he's going to tough it out and he's going to play with that injury. I don't know if it's a broken or fractured or sprained or whatever it is. They didn't get any details of why. But they have some other injuries too, but most of those guys are going to be playing. Oh, wait, here's one guy is doubtful is Jafon Solomon, defensive end. He's doubtful as well. So those are two on a two defensive ends and a cornerback that are out. Wow. Now, on the Miami side of the ball, we know that Malik Washington with his quadricep, he's definitely out. Raheem Mostert is out. He will not play with his chest injury. De'Von Achane is questionable. He's questionable to play tomorrow night. Jalen Phillips, Achilles, he was limited, of course. Eichenberg was limited with a shoulder. Ramsey, hamstring, limited. David Long, finger, he was full participant. Elijah Campbell, he was limited with an Achilles injury. So those are the guys that are not. So it's going to be Mostert, Washington, and Achane will not. Achane is questionable, so we'll see. But look, I'm not too worried about the running back room. If Achane can't go and Mostert can't go, we got Jalen Wright, we got Wilson. I'm very confident in those two guys. Maybe they can get the job done. Again, yeah, I'm a little concerned when Jalen Wright plays. He's a rookie, hasn't had any regular season snaps, so but I'm excited. I think he'll do well. I really do. At least I'm hoping that. But there's no excuses, ladies and gentlemen. There's no excuses. I don't want to hear any more excuses. And excuses about the offensive line, I don't want to hear it anymore. Okay? I do not want to hear it anymore. This offensive line against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who has a good defense, had a good defense. They had I think it was a 73% win rate on pass blocking and another 72% on run blocking. Even though the running backs didn't get a lot of yards until the second half, that's when they started doing well with the run blocking. But throughout the game, as far as pass blocking goes, they did really well. Hell, even Liam Eichenberg did well. He had a solid game. Terron Armstead had a good game. Brewer had a solid game. Jackson had a decent game. Okay. Robert Jones, I think he was the lowest rated, but he was serviceable. So you can't have all pros across the whole offensive line. But I don't want to hear those excuses about the offensive line anymore. PFF grades, Armstead 84, Jackson 81, Eichenberg 80. There you go. Those are really good scores, okay? 84 is good, really good. 81, really good. Eichenberg, really good. Good scores. Really good scores. What happened to my face? Yeah, I know. I shaved it off, man. So I don't know. I had the beard last year when Miami played Buffalo, so I figure, I'll shave it off. Maybe that'll give us some luck. So I don't know. Hopefully it works. Yeah, 72 undefeated. I can't wait to see him play either, man. It should be interesting. It should be really interesting. What was the other comment? Wilson and Wright will get carries. Yeah, for sure. Look, I don't think Achane, and I talked about this last night with Greg Mean from Overtime on the show. Achane is probably going to be on a limited snap count for the reason being he gets injured. He got injured. He missed 3 or 4 games last year. Okay, he's a small guy. He's good in space. I think that the way that they're utilizing him this year, I think is gonna fit his skill set really well. Maybe get 7-8 carries a game, maybe 4 or 5 catches a game, and he's good. Okay, and he's dangerous every time he touches the ball. He's dangerous, right? But he gets hurt, so. We gotta be careful the way we play him. Same with Mostert. Look at this. First game of the season, he got hit, good in a good physical game. He got hit in the chest and he's out. So that's the only thing concerns I have with this offense is these running backs get hurt. Waddle, look what happened to him. He got creamed when he caught that pass. Same with Tyreek. He got hit pretty hard in the middle when he caught that pass where everybody thought he might have dropped it. He got hit hard. I don't know. That's why we need Malik Washington. That's why we need our wide receiver room is thin this year. Very thin. But the questions that I had on our defense, again, it's the first game of the season. We'll see how it goes against Buffalo. We can be talking all this stuff and all this good stuff, what we observed and evaluated for the Jaguars game. It may be totally different against Buffalo, right? That's why I say this game is going to be telling. Um, reminds me of Ricky Williams, his body type, and he's fast. California, I don't know. I think I have to disagree. Ricky Williams, same height. He's the same height, 5'10". Ricky Williams was every bit of 235, 240 when he played. Wright is right around 200, 205, something like that. So Ricky Williams was a lot bigger. Now he's faster than Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams ran a 4.4. I think Wright where it runs a 4.3. But again, we will see what Wright can do against these Buffalo Bills defense on Thursday night. So I'm with you on that. I'm just it's going to be very, very interesting to see how he does. Sea Devil, how you doing, brother? Thank you for joining. Nice to see you in here tonight. I don't think I've ever seen you before. You might listen, but I appreciate your comment. Maybe Ajayi. I don't know. Maybe, Chris. I'm not sure. I don't know. Hell yeah. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be a game tomorrow night. What do you all think? What are your predictions? What are your predictions? And I'll let you know what my prediction is after I see your predictions. You think Miami's going to win, lose? Give me a score. Give me a score. What you think the score will be and who's going to win? I'll wait. Just go ahead and put your score in the comments there. Sea Devil says, hopefully Wright can add some muscle this offseason. Man, that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping, man. The thing about it is, and I've been talking about this a few times during the offseason. In college, he didn't play against a lot of heavy boxes. He played against a lot of light boxes. And so he didn't have to burrow his way through a lot of, through the middle of the line and stuff like that. And if you notice, at least I observed when we was one of the preseason games. I don't want to say exhibition season. I guess you could call it exhibition. One of the preseason games. He when he got the handoff, he went through between the center and the guard, right? I saw that's where they gave him the handoff, and he was heading that way. And I think there was it was plugged up somewhat, right? But instead of him piling through there, he bounced and went to the outside, which is fine. That was good vision by him. I think he has good vision. But to me, that's a telling sign that maybe he doesn't like a lot of contact as far as, being physical in the middle there, going through the middle of the line. And that's what we need. We need a power back. I guess that's what I'm saying. We need a power back. Can he be that power back? I don't know. I know Jeff Wilson, he has no problem with it, right? He has no problem going through the middle. But again, he's not a big guy. He's bigger than our running, our present running backs, but he definitely isn't a Ricky Williams or Larry Zonka. Let's see. 35-28 Bills. Ooh, wow. You think it's going to be a high-scoring game? I don't know. I don't see this game being a high-scoring game. But hey, it could be. It could be, but yeah, I don't know. I think Tyreek needs a driver to the game. Yeah, he needs to take an Uber to the game for sure. For sure. But and I know I didn't really want to get into this about the Tyreek incident with being handcuffed and all that by the Miami-Dade police. Let me just give you my opinion on it. I'm not afraid to say it. I think Tyreek was in the wrong in the way that he handled the situation. uh, especially when the police officer went up to the window, knocked on his window, and he was giving him a hard time about it. Told him not to touch his window, stop knocking on his window, and right there, that's what started it right there. So he was in the wrong for being disrespectful, right? For being, and it's not against the law to be disrespectful. I get it. But we're all human beings. And when a police officer stops you, it's always a good practice just to be polite. That'll get you a long way. Just be polite, be respectful, okay? Whatever your opinion is, about the police officers, right? Just be respectful and polite and just, you know, just kind of comply with what they're saying. I mean, if it's not anything unreasonable, right? All they wanted was his driver's license. All they wanted was, to talk to him. Those are tinted windows, right? These police officers deal with this kind of stuff on a daily basis. It's a very stressful job. And you're going up to somebody that has tinted windows, you can't see inside, and you hear of all these cop shootings and things where folks are shooting cops and all that kind of stuff, right? For no reason. So I understand where they came from in that respect. But on the same token, the Miami Police Department, or that one specific officer, and I've talked to a couple of law enforcement friends of mine, and they said the same thing. They handled it terribly. Instead of de-escalating the situation, they escalated it. They escalated it. Okay. Now, I worked as a corrections officer for a little while. So I've kind of been trained in de-escalating situations and negotiating, right? And they handle it totally wrong. Totally wrong. And yes, I believe that police officer should be reprimanded about it. Okay. But here's what I don't like. Here's what I don't like. Instead of the Miami Dolphins finding out all the information, right? Getting all the facts, they're ready to jump on board in defending Tyreek Hill, which I got it. Okay. But they should have got all the facts first and seen the body cam footage and all that stuff. And to be honest with you, Tyreek Hill should be reprimanded too. I'm not saying a suspension or anything that or NFL should get involved, but they should tell Tyreek, look, dude, you need to chill. You've been in enough trouble already in the past and recent here in Miami. It's not a good look for the team. It's not a good look for the Miami Dolphins organization, in my opinion. But that's all I wanted to say about it. Uh, uh Undefeated says Tyreek was wrong. Had been respectful. It would never got to that, but that cop was excessive. Exactly. That's my sentiments. Exactly. You said it in a nutshell. 72 Undefeated. Totally agree, brother. Most of the people that defend Tyreek probably never been messed with by the cops. Yeah, good point. That's a good point, California. Good point. You might have might be onto something there. The Dolphins should emphasize the idea of wearing seatbelts to all players and coaches. Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure. Safety first. I get it. Um, I mean, it is a law, right? So it's up to him whether he wanted to wear a seatbelt or not. But hey, here's the thing too. To be fair, maybe when they stopped him, right? I know when I get stopped, I've been stopped by police officers for speeding, and I took my seatbelt off. Right? I've taken it off. Get comfortable, put my hands out, and all that good stuff. And because I knew that my registration is in the glove compartment, I can't do it with my seatbelt on. So I took my seatbelt off. I said, they're probably going to ask me for my registration. I can reach over and I can get it. Maybe that's what he was thinking. I don't know, to be fair to Tyreek on that matter. But yeah, I agree. When I was in the military, they always stress safety, wear seatbelts, drive safe, have a safe weekend, all that rigmarole and stuff, don't drink and drive. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Uh, hey Josh, how you doing, brother? Appreciate you joining tonight. Achan needs to drink more milk. Feels like he gets banged up by a gust of wind. Yeah, stern gust of wind. Yeah, man. That's what I'm afraid of. I like the kid. I think he's going to be a fantastic running back in this league, right? I'm not going to say he's going to be an all pro or, all that kind of stuff yet. I'm not ready to say that yet. We need a bigger sample size. You can see the potential. But yes, if he's going to end up getting hurt like that, then what good is he, right? What good is he, if he can't stay on the field? So, and it does appear like that. It seems like every time he gets hit, he gets creamed. Every time. Every time he gets hit hard. Same with Mostert. He gets hit hard too a lot. I don't know. I don't know. Good point. Anybody else have a prediction for the game tomorrow night? Give me a score. Come on, guys. Don't be shy. Are you just waiting for me to give you my score? All right. I'll give you my score and you guys can tell me what you feel. Okay? Let's do it that way. Look, somebody said it in the chat. The Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. Josh Allen is our daddy until he's not. Okay? He's our daddy until he's not. I think the keys to the game, and it's really hard to even base what the keys to the game are going to be because it's the second game of the season. But I got to base it on last year, right? Well, number one, we've got to contain Josh Allen. That's a no-brainer. We've got to contain Josh Allen. Our linebackers, I have a lot of questions on our linebackers. They played poorly against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And you got Dalton Kincaid, right? The tight end. Who's going to cover the tight end? Javon Holland? Javon Holland had a decent game. He made, a couple good impact plays. So I don't know who they're going to have on the tight ends. But the Buffalo Bills are spreading the ball around this year. At least the first game. It looks like their game plan is to spread the ball. Don't put it all on Josh Allen and spread the ball around. Although Josh Allen is the X factor and he's going to use his legs. That's just him. But we've got to contain Josh Allen. That is the key. Put some pressure on Josh Allen. Have a spy out there, watching everything he does, every move he makes. Okay? That's the biggest key to the game is containing Josh Allen. Us on offense, you saw the way that they played against us last year, right? You saw the way they played against us last year, the Buffalo Bills. They're going to play unless they change their philosophy, which I doubt that McDermott is. They're going to play that defensive disciplined ball against us. Everybody's going to stay in their lanes. Everybody's going to play discipline. They're going to clog up the middle, and they're going to make Tua throw to the outside. Throw outside the numbers, or you're going to probably see a lot of those short balls like we saw against Jaguars. The key is for whoever's playing, whether it's Achane, Wright, Wilson, they're going to have to create. They're going to have to, catch the ball, and our offensive line is going to have to is going to really have to block good, open those holes for them so that get them out of the if they are catch the ball and like those bubble screens and stuff, they're going to have some good blockers in front of them to get them downfield. And here's another thing. Our wide receivers and Alec Ingold, very disappointed in him. I was very disappointed in Jono Smith. Okay. And Smythe dropping balls. Jono Smith didn't have a good game. Very disappointed in him. Ingold didn't have a good game, other than the first down that he made, right? Great. But other than that, his run blocking and our wide receivers run blocking, terrible. That's one of the reasons why we couldn't get the running game going in the first half, because our wide receivers were not blocking. Ingold was not blocking. Very important for that run game, especially the outside zone, and they weren't doing it. Smythe had a horrible game. Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah, his blocks as well. Exactly, brother. The Dolphins must protect Tua to have any real chance. Hopefully, he can continue the scrambling. Sea Devil, I know what you're saying. Look, Tua is what he is. He ran the ball twice. That's about his limit. 2, maybe 3 times in a game. I'm not going to expect any more than that. Okay. He's not the mobile quarterback. He's not the Lamar Jackson. He's not the, he's not the Josh Allen. He's none of those mobile quarterbacks, running quarterbacks. What he's going to have to do is he's gonna have to limit his mistakes. He cannot turn the ball over to the Buffalo Bills. He cannot throw interceptions. He cannot fumble. Okay. And he's got to hold on to that ball. Because if you notice, the game plan for the Jacksonville Jaguars was, and this is probably going to be the game plan for a lot of teams the Miami Dolphins are going to play this year, right? That blueprint, clogging up the middle, get Tua off that first read, right? Have him hold the ball, and that's what they're going to be counting on. So that's the key to the offense for Miami, is to get that running game going and no mistakes, and just play whatever Baltimore gives you. Just play that short ball game, short, dink and dunk game, whatever Baltimore gives you. Then if you can go over the top to Tyreek, a breaking coverage, or they decide to go into a zone coverage or something, because both those passes, Waddle and Tyreek, they were in zone coverage. We're going to eat you every day in zone coverage. Tua's going to eat you up alive in zone coverage. But getting back, so that's my keys to the game, and I don't think Miami's going to win this game. I have a bad feeling in my gut. I think Miami's going to lose this game 27-23. 27-23, Buffalo Bills is going to win this game. I changed my mind. I hope not, because this is a must-win game for us tomorrow night. What'd you have to say there, Chris? Allen accounted for all 4 of Buffalo's TDs. Have to spy him well. Yeah. And I know a lot of folks put the stats up there of Josh Allen, his passing stats and all that kind of stuff. People are forgetting about, like Lamar Jackson, people forget about their dynamic quarterbacks. Okay. They can run. They can score with their legs and throw touchdowns. See, that's what I see when I see Josh Allen, when I see Lamar Jackson. Everybody, criticize Lamar Jackson. Oh, he can't pass, he can't throw. But you see how dynamic he is? He kept Baltimore in that game. Of course, he blew it in the end, but he kept them in that game. He carried that team down there. Same with Josh Allen. He carries that team when he has to. EM Dolphin, how you doing, brother? Appreciate you for joining tonight. So that you're right. We're going to have to contain Josh Allen. He's the X factor. The narrative still lives on with Miami. It lives on today, but let's change that tomorrow. Hopefully we can change that tomorrow. I don't think they can, but I want them to change my mind. I want that narrative to be changed. Oh, Tua doesn't have to be running quarterback to win. Tua doesn't have to be as dynamic as Lamar or Josh. I agree, 100%. Sea Devil, he doesn't. He doesn't. So don't do it. That's what I want to. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to see Tua out there running around and eh, down the field because we know his injury history. We don't want him to do that unless he does it like he did in the Jacksonville game. He saw the green field and he ran and he had a lot of green in front of him. Okay, fine. It's safe to run. And he slid, fell, down and everything. That was good. I like that. But no, he's not going to never be that. Never. Um, you said it better. Change it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. See, Devil, last year beat Dallas when Miami needed to close out the game running the ball for first downs. It was Wilson tugging the tough yards. Yes. Yes. It was Wilson. That's why if Achan doesn't play, and we know Moster's not playing, I'm not really worried about the running backs. I'm not. I think Wilson is capable of giving us those tough yards. And I know we're counting and we're hoping that Wright can do the same thing. And he's definitely he's got a lot of speed. Just so he can take it to the house anytime too. If he gets that gets that opening, and goes, he can do it. So hopefully he can do it. Uh Did I think I put this one up already? Scrambling is not running down the field. No, I agree. Totally agree, brother. I totally agree with you on that. He did have a couple good scrambles, right? But that's not his forte either. I'm not saying he can't do it. He has done it. But how consistent can he be doing it? Hopefully he isn't consistent doing it because he'll have a clean pocket and he's able to get that ball off. Okay? That's the goal. But I'm saying, can he do it? Sure, he can do it. Okay? He can do it. But can he do it on a consistent basis? That's the key. But consistently running against Buffalo. Yeah, we want to run the ball against Buffalo. We want to keep their offense off the field for sure. Wilson led all running backs beat Jeff Lyer's last game. Yeah, he did. He did. He did. But guys, that's what I wanted to talk about tonight is the pregame show. Talk about the Bills game. We got a tough game coming up here. 27-23 is my score. Buffalo wins. Hopefully it goes the other way. I hope it's Miami scores and wins. I hope that's the score, Miami score, and they win the game. But until they got to change my mind, change that narrative before before I believe that they are what they say they are and what they've been talking about this year. So they said they're different this year. Mike McDaniel's wearing that shirt, said Dolphins different. So we'll see, man. We'll see. He was a much better scrambler back at Alabama. He's going to need to escape at times. It's imperative that Tua be able to throw. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, he remember, he was lighter in Alabama. He didn't have that hip. This was prior to that hip injury. After that hip injury, I'll be quite frank with you. I think that might have slowed him down a little bit because you are right. Coming out of college, one of his on his college profile was him being a mobile quarterback. Okay. Mobile, meaning scrambling, getting out of, if he had to run, stuff like that. So I get it. So anyway, guys, I want to thank you for joining tonight. I really do. Make sure you hit that like button. Or make sure you have hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure subscribe. If you like the content, share with your friends, your families, your neighbors. We had a lot of participation in the show tonight, and I appreciate that. Again, I couldn't do this show without you guys. Appreciate Sea Devil, EM Dolphin, Christopher. Who else was in here? I know I'm probably missing some names. But anyway, I want to thank all of you all for joining tonight. And we'll see, man. I'll be on next Tuesday night, 7:30 Eastern time. And man, hopefully, I'll come on and we can talk about the Dolphins winning the Buffalo Bills. So thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it. God bless. And remember, Dolphins #1.